What's up, y'all? Today we'll be going over how to climb V5. To do so, we'll be climbing every single V5 in this gym, and I'll be going over one tip on each of those climbs. So let's warm up real quick, and then we'll get started. First tip is don't be afraid to use the wall. Sometimes roots like, ignore that. As I was saying, sometimes roots like this one are set with the wall in mind. And so if you're ever stuck on a root and it seems like there's no holds, try palming or stepping on the wall. Next tip is to generate off of high feet. For example, in this climb, the next move is to jump up and grab this hold with your left hand. To do so, I could just jump up right now, but chances are I wouldn't be able to make the jump because my right leg is pretty extended and I wouldn't be able to engage those leg muscles very well. So instead, what I do is I bring my foot up. Now my muscles are fully engaged and I'm able to generate off that foot and hit that next hold. So the next time you find yourself needing to jump to or even extend to a hold, try to see if you can bring your feet higher. The tip for this one is to trust dual techs. Dual techs holds are slippery and there's a big one on this V5. But as long as you put consistent pressure into the hold, you'll be able to step on it no problem. The tip for this one is to brush the holds. I know it seems simple, but a lot of the times you'd be surprised at how many people forget that there's gym brushes and, for some people, personal brushes available. So I'm gonna brush the holds real quick and then we're gonna send it. The tip for this one is to trust your feet. As you can see, there's a bunch of really tiny holds on this wall. So if you don't trust your feet and rely fully on your hands, you're not going to be able to support your weight. So this climb is a great example of how trusting your feet is sometimes needed to send some V5s. The tip for this climb is to fully commit. In this route here, there are 2 throws, and sometimes fully committing will get you that extra height you need to get the climb. For this one, we're hopping on a climb in the cave. With climbs like these, it's important for you to keep foot tension, which means you need to be stepping hard on your foot to make sure you stay on the wall. If you don't, you're gonna swing out and fall. The tip for this climb is don't be afraid to walk on the wall. Now this move doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's worth using. For example, here the next handhold is pretty high up. To reach it, you have to somehow get your right foot onto this higher hold and step up on it. Your natural instinct would probably be to shuffle your feet into the right position, which is totally fine, but there's a slightly more efficient way. Instead of shuffling, try turning your hips and walking across. The energy you save from doing this could be the difference between sending a climb and falling off. This V5 has a bunch of crimps, so the next tip is to focus on doing each move as well as you can. Because this V5 has a lot of crimps, there's really no way around getting through all of them. So if you focus on doing each move as efficiently and as well as you can, you'll soon find that you're getting more and more of these moves done. And before you know it, you're at the top. The tip for this climb is to look at the whole route. For example, in this climb, once you get past the start, you might be tempted to bump your right hand here. That way you can grab these two holds in a more natural way. However, if you do that, you're gonna have a hard time swinging around and grabbing this hold. So, what you wanna do instead is keep this awkward position, crossover, and so even though this is kind of awkward, this allows you to swing around and better grab this next hold. Looking at the whole route and figuring out what you're going to be doing for each move helps you avoid potential pitfalls like the one on this climb. Overall, this helps you climb more efficiently and will give you more out of each attempt. The tip for this climb is to be confident. Sometimes, like in this climb, you're gonna have to cut your feet, and when you do, it's better if you cut your feet intentionally and are confident about where you end up than just swinging around willy-nilly. Next tip is, don't be afraid to skip holds if you can. For example, there's a pretty weird hold towards the end of the climb. If you do it the normal way, you're gonna have to match on that hold and then bump to the left hand. Or, you could just save yourself the trouble and skip straight to the end. Think of it like climbing a ladder with a bunch of rungs put closely together. Sure, you could use each of those rungs, but it'd be way easier to skip some of them. The same also applies to climbing. Just be smart about it. The tip for this one is to focus on the climb. For example, in this climb there's a giant hole in the wall. Luckily, this climb doesn't really use any of the holds that would be on that wall. So just focus on the climb, focus on doing your best, and you'll do fine. The tip for this one is to toe hook. Toe hooks are really important to provide tension when you need it. For example, the start holds for this one are slippery, and if I didn't have the toe hook, I'd swing right out. However, toe hooking around the wall provides the tension I need to keep myself on the wall and not swing out. Toe hooking is way harder than heel hooking, in my opinion, and V5 might be the first grade you start encountering them. However, toe hooking is an important skill that is only going to appear more as the climbs get harder. So try to practice using them when you can, and you'll be well on your way to climb V5 and harder. The tip for this one is to use direction. All holds have a direction where it's easiest to pull on. The way I like to think about it is, if you draw a line on the face of each hold, the direction you're going to want to pull on is perpendicular to that line. If you're ever stuck on a move, you might be pulling on a hold in the wrong direction. And if you are, try to figure out how you can position your body so that you end up pulling on that hold in the right direction. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look for the link in the description below if you want personalized advice. And I'll leave you with a bonus tip. That tip is to believe in yourself and don't be afraid to try. For example, right now, I'm pretty tired. I just climbed every single V5 in the gym. But I'm still gonna try to climb this V8 because why not?